What's up, my friends? We are live for the first time ever on the Batcave. How is everybody doing? Hugo Alvarez says, hello there. Hello there. Couldn't resist. So, obviously, we are here today to talk about and discuss and celebrate Batman the Animated Series. Now, if you're new to this channel, you may not know, Batman the Animated Series is my favorite piece of Batman content that exists. Hopefully, by the way, you can all hear me and see me okay. This is the first live stream on this channel, so I'm hoping that there's no technical issues. If there are any issues and you can't hear me, well, I would say let me know in the comments, but you're not even going to know that I said that. Let me know if you can hear me. It's probably the better way to go. Spider-Man 8 says, one of the greatest animated shows ever. Yes, 100% it is. You are correct. Coming home after school to watch this show as a kid was greatness. Yeah, I agree. I was in the same situation. I would rush home from school to watch this show. Ironically, actually, if you don't know, I have another channel, The Sixth Ranger. I did my first live stream on that channel yesterday, and that was to celebrate the 30th anniversary news for Power Rangers. Today, we are talking about Batman the Animated Series, which is also celebrating its 30th anniversary. What are the chances? So today, of course, we are going to be talking about everything to do with the animated series, kind of celebrating it in all of its glory. I'll be obviously answering any questions that you guys may have as well. Ethereal Dreamer Art, how's it going, my friend? Can't believe it's been 30 years. Saw it for the first time in 1995 on Fox Kids when I was 3 years old. Also watched Batman 89 Returns and Forever on tape. Wore those tapes out. Childhood. Yeah, same as me. I can't even imagine how many times I've watched all three of those, and for my sins, Batman and Robin as well. It came out at the right time for me as a kid, and yeah, I probably to this day still know it word for word. GamesCon31 says best Batman show. 100% agreed, without a doubt. Dark Knight Crusader, great name. Strange picture. What do you think of Batman 2004? The Batman 2004. Yeah, I thought it's a very underrated show. It's fantastic. I heard the HBO version got cut. Any news on that? Yes, kind of. I did a video on this that you can go and check out if you want the full details, but it's not being cut for everyone, for all services. It's only being cut from HBO Max. So there is a chance that another network or something could pick it up. So it could go to Netflix or Prime, I guess. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll still get to see it because it did look pretty cool. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Batman the Animated Series. So, what makes this show so great? For me, let's start off with the obvious. We have the animation style. Now, there's a few things that make this show unique. Of course, the design of the characters is a little bit different. It's got sort of a not quite realistic realism about it. Obviously, Batman has the thickest jaw in the world. Let me see if I can get up a picture while I'm doing this. Stay with me, guys. I'm sure I've got a picture of Batman's. There we go. There's Batman's jaw. Let's get this one up. And now my computer wants to go slow. Okay. I need someone to do all this stuff for me while I'm talking. That would make much more sense. There's the jaw. There he is. So yeah, as you can see what I mean here, it's kind of realistic, but it's not. They just make Batman and all the characters what they need to be to make the story work. I'm going to try and go through the comments as I'm talking, so bear with me for multitasking. The music and Dark Cell paper give it that eerie look / feel. Bruce Timm and Paul Dino did a good. Talking about right now, animation style, that's exactly what I was going on to next, is the dark paper. So basically, if you don't know, Batman the Animated Series wasn't just kind of drawn and animated on regular paper. Everything was done on black. So any of the kind of spaces or gaps or the background were just dark, and it gave Gotham such a unique feel and something we've never seen before. And I think what we think of as Batman the Animated Series and how we picture it, a lot of it is kind of owed to that creative decision, which I'm surprised never got to see more people doing. The dark deco style is God. Yes, I totally agree with that. Dark deco is a term coined by the creators of this show, and obviously it's a spin on Art Deco. Man, it just works so well for the Batman world. Couldn't be more perfect. Taran Prema. Sorry if I butchered your name. I grew up with the Justice League animated series more, but I want to go back and watch Batman the animated series. Dude, Justice League is, I mean, it's not quite up there with Batman, but it's a phenomenal show. I absolutely love Justice League. I think you can see some, yeah, we got Superman, Green Lantern, Flash, obviously Batman, and Superman, yeah, all from the Justice League show. Hugo says, I love this show. I love its complex themes, the spectacular animation, the amazing characters, and all the new characters like Harley Quinn. It's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. We will get to the casting and the characters very soon, just covering the animation style. The other thing that I loved about the animation style was, of course, the action. Now, this is a show about Batman, and it was action-packed. Obviously, it's very story-driven, but the action played a big role. I think it was action that we hadn't really seen before in animation. It was, yes, still aimed at kids, but it had such an adult vibe to it due to the action and that dark deco style that, again, it just stood above everything else we could see on TV at that time. And I genuinely believe, I believe this is true when I say this, right? Nothing to this day has even come close to Batman the Animated Series animation style. That's why it comes with such sadness that HBO Max cut the Cape Crusader from their upcoming shows. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. But hopefully we'll still get to see it somewhere. But why? Why would you remove it? Anyway, more comments. Who is your favorite of the Bat family? Ooh, it's got to be Batman. Can I not pick Batman? Of course it's Batman. If I couldn't pick Bruce Wayne, Batman, then I'd probably have to go with Dick Grayson, Nightwing. My boy, I've got, can you see a Nightwing shelf right here? That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different Nightwings. He's my guy. Great comment here from Michael. Gotham City is a character in itself. Yes, absolutely. And that goes back again to that dark deco vibe. It kind of just brings so much character to the city that it does become a character in itself. It's almost alive, right? It sounds weird, but it's true. And again, it just goes back to what makes this show so great. Okay. I now, of course, want to talk about voice actors. And for me, this, outside of the animation style, this is what truly brought this show to life. Obviously, we have the legendary Kevin Conroy as Batman, who, if you don't know who Kevin Conroy is, he didn't only voice Batman in the animated series, but he also voiced him He also voiced him in the Arkham games. And in my opinion, animated series, Arkham games are the best Batman content we have, outside of the comics, of course. They just absolutely hit the nail on the head. And I think a lot of that is down to Kevin Conroy's fantastic performance as not only Batman, but also Bruce Wayne. Now, we can't talk about voice actors without talking about Mark Hamill. Luke Skywalker, a.k.a. the Joker. For me, I know everyone says Heath Ledger, but Mark Hamill is the greatest Joker of all time, without a doubt. Like, Heath Ledger was fantastic, but something about Mark Hamill gives me this horrifically evil, at the same time comedic, at the same time tormented kind of character, right? He was just perfect. Michael says, the Batman 2022 is the closest to Dark Deco since Burton's duology. Yeah, I probably would agree with that. It's an interesting comment. I haven't really thought about that. Obviously, Batman, the animated series, was inspired visually by Tim Burton's films. But yeah, I guess Schumacher stuff, definitely not the Nolan stuff. And not really the Snyder stuff either really came close to that. So yeah, I would agree. Ethereal Dreamer Art says, Mr. Freeze's tragic backstory made me sad. Kevin Conroy is the best Batman voice actor ever. Whenever I read the comics, all the animated series voice actors automatically check. I agree with that. When I read the comics, I honestly read Batman's dialogue in Kevin Conroy's voice. Sounds stupid, but I do. As for Mr. Freeze's tragic backstory, we'll get to characters and stuff in a second, but yeah, it's a fantastic story and an original story as well for the animated series, which again shows this show's greatness. Kevin Conroy is the GOAT Batman. Kevin Conroy is the GOAT Batman. His voice has become so recognizable. Yeah, anything that's animated or video game based or whatever, anything that's not live action, that doesn't have his voice as Batman, just doesn't quite feel the same. I don't know if you guys would agree with that, but It kind of stands out for me. There has been other good Batman voice actors and Bruce Wayne voice actors, but it's just whenever you hear him speaking, it's not Kevin. It's just a little bit like, oh man, what could have been? Let's go. What was I talking about? What were we on? Voice actors. Yes. So Mark Hamill, Kevin Conroy, the list could go on. I forget some names, but Alfred's voice actor is fantastic. The voice of Robin was great. And all of the villains, not just Mark Hamill. Harley Quinn is going to be an obvious one now, and that's a nice segue over to just villains in general. So the way that this show handled the villains of the Bat universe was perfect. Not only did it come up with original backstories for some of the villains, such as, like you just stated, Mr. Freeze, which adds so much depth to the character, but it also introduced some of the characters that we are now most familiar with in the Batman universe. Obviously, main example being Harley Quinn. And if it wasn't for this show, we would not have Harley Quinn. Didn't know that. Well, now you do, but yeah. Again, amazing. Wonder what Tim Curry Joker sounded like. I don't know. Message him. Yeah, the villains, I would say, well, this is pretty common knowledge, but Batman has the best villain bad guy gallery of all fictional characters. Name me one other character that comes even close to Batman. There is not one. In fact, I am again going to just bring up a picture of the villains from Batman the Animated Series. Look at that. Doesn't really fit too well into the framing here, but look at that. I'm not quite sure whose art this is. I wish I could have found out before I did it, but credit to the artist. I obviously didn't make this. Kind of a realistic take on the villains. It looks absolutely incredible. It's also my favorite visual design of Mr. Freeze. Not just his backstory and his voice acting, but just the design in general. It just looks amazing. And it also believable. It's a cartoon, and it's the most believable version of Mr. Freeze we've had. Again, the Penguin, iconic, amazing. Joker, Harley Quinn, Catwoman, Two-Face. The Two-Face story we got to talk about. Dude, that's one of the most emotional and iconic moments in cartoon history. When Harvey Dent first steps out after his accident and the lightning flashes and we reveal his face. It's like something out of a horror movie. And it was absolutely perfect. Get back to some more comments here. Derpy Gaming says it's really been 30 years. Right? I cannot believe it. Yes. Thank you so much. The artist is Raf Grassetti. Thank you so much for pointing that out. You are correct. That sounds familiar. So credit to Raf Grassetti. I probably butchered the pronunciation of that name, but yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Ethereal Dreamer Art. Harley Quinn was a great original character. She was a psychologist, but I think Joker's influence made her silly. Wonder if she still was playing dumb because she is smarter than she's let on. Yeah, I think so. I definitely agree with you. I think Harley Quinn is very smart and kind of acts the way she does almost to impress Joker, impress J-Man. But she's probably much, much smarter than she lets on, for sure. Belmont GR says, hi all. What's up? Thanks for tuning into the live stream. I'm curious, were any of you present for the live stream on the 6th Ranger yesterday? So I've done my first live stream on the 6th Ranger and my first live stream on the Batcave, all within 24 hours. It's scary. Going live is nerve-wracking, trust me. If you've never done it before, it's real fun, but also real scary. Especially when you're trying to multitask. Where am I going? There we go. Patagonico. I'm butchering everyone's name. I apologize. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, how's it going? Hey, at least HBO Max has it all. Right, but they're cancelling certain things, sadly. So, don't know how I feel about HBO Max, if I'm honest. Albert Cole says it's more she has psychosis. Yeah, so I guess she is pretty psychotic. Could also be like a case of complete split personality, and the Harley Quinn side of her is kind of taking control. Belmont, so Batman the Animated Series or the new Batman Adventures as far as art style go. I was in the 6th Ranger yesterday. Yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in to both live streams. It's really cool that there's some kind of cross fandoms going on and people like Power Rangers and the Batcave. I'm curious. I mean, we've only got 17 people in here right now. Is anyone on here a viewer of the Broken Sword, a main channel. That I feel like is a stretch in terms of fandom. The Broken Sword is a Lord of the Rings lore channel. I've never really thought about there being much crossover, but I'm curious to see if there is. Abdul Hafiz. Phantasm alongside Harley Quinn is one of the best villains created for the series. I agree. Obviously, Mask of the Phantasm was a movie, but is the best Batman animated movie, in my opinion. Yep, I'm going to stick with that. That or Under the Red Hood was pretty good. Reformed 1000. I follow all your channels. That's so kind of you. Thank you very much for the support. So I don't know if you know how many channels we have, but that's quite a lot. So we have Batcave, Sixth Ranger, Broken Sword, Tabletop Alliance, and History of Dragon Ball. We also have some inactive ones such as Explore and History of Star Wars, or rebranded Rebel Arena. We don't really use those too much. But yeah, I think that's 6 or 7 in total now. 5 active. Appreciate the support though. Really, really appreciate it. How do you guys feel about live streams on this channel as well? Is this worth doing? Do you guys like chatting about this stuff live? I can also do things like this. Look at that. Oh, wrong way. Follow me on Instagram, guys. I'm loving this new software. Okay, what else can we talk about regarding Batman, the animated series? We have covered animation style. We have covered voice actors, and we have covered villains. What about Batman himself? What depth and what stuff did this show bring to the character of Batman? I think that could be a really interesting conversation. Get your thoughts in the comments, guys. You are one of the best Batman and Power Rangers channels. What do you mean one of? No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much. It's really hard to keep up with all the content for all the channels, trying to stay on board with all DC and Batman content and staying up to date with everything Power Rangers and staying up to date with everything Lord of the Rings, especially with the Rings of Power show coming out at the moment. It is hard, which is why doing stuff live kind of takes off a bit of pressure because I haven't got to research, write, record, edit, do all that stuff. On here, I can just kind of come on, chat with you guys. We can talk about certain topics, which makes things fun. I think the interaction between myself and James and the community, it makes this worth it, right? Sitting in an office by yourself, editing all day, every day, it's a lonely job. Carmen Ranger Zio, love your content. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. Love your live streams. Thank you very much. I'm planning on doing at least 1 or 2 live streams per week on this and the Sixth Ranger. If we include the Broken Sword, we'll probably be doing a total of 5 a week across all channels. So I think 2 a week on the Broken Sword and maybe 1 or 2 each for the other 2 channels. So I'm hoping all you guys want to tune in and enjoy interacting and discussing these topics. Maybe one day I'll come on and just do a Q&A, but for now, I think each live stream should have its own topic of debate. Today, of course, celebrating the 30th anniversary of Batman, the animated series. Belmont says the first episode with Mr. Freeze was my favorite, although, to be honest, I like the Justice League a bit more. Really? Okay. Justice League's great, man. I'm not sure if I would say it's better than Batman, the animated series. In fact, I am sure I wouldn't say that, but it's definitely up there. It may even be my second favorite animated series of all time. Ethereal Dreamer Art says music. Yeah, good point. We haven't touched on the music from the animated series. 1 second. Thirsty work. The music, it has a very unique feel, right? It's kind of orchestral, and as far as I'm aware, there's not many animated shows out there that put as much time, money, and effort into the score as the animated series. If you've watched the making of documentary, was it the 25th anniversary that came out for? Or 20th? I'm not sure. I think it's on YouTube. You can check it out if you haven't seen it. It's an absolutely fantastic documentary. They cover the score and the soundtrack in that. And I think, again, you can't say it's like responsible for the success, but all these things added up, right? The animation style, the music, the voice actors, all these things come together in like this crazy perfect storm just to make this show. It's a once in a lifetime show, in my opinion. Obviously, Batman the animated series isn't for everyone. Carmen Ranger Zio says, my favorite villain is Poison Ivy and her episodes. She had some good ones. for sure, she did have some good episodes. I very much like the take on Poison Ivy from this series. Grounded detective work, and it shows Batman's wits. Yeah, I think maybe there could have been a bit more detective work in this show. It kind of usually consisted of Batman waiting in the shadows to get some information, that sort of thing. But yeah. Dark Knight Crusader. What's your least favorite Batman show? Ooh, that's a tough one. We just talking animated? But Beware the Batman was kind of cool, but no, I did like it. The Batman, no, that was great. I don't know. What's yours? I think I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting? The good thing is about doing this is I can Google stuff in the background. Batman animated shows. No. I'm a terrible multitasker, by the way. I'll come back to that question in a sec. In your opinion, why do you believe they changed the art design from Batman the Animated Series to the new Batman Adventure style? I purely think it was down to the audience they were trying to reach. I think after a few seasons of the animated series, maybe some people started saying it was a little too dark for a younger audience. So perhaps it was purely just to make it a little bit more child-friendly, which I think it did. It kind of kept the darkness, but also made it child-friendly. So I would say that's why. Does Batman Beyond count? Because that's definitely not towards the bottom. The Batman. Oh, The Brave and the Bold. That had some really fun moments, The Brave and the Bold, but yeah, I'm not sure I'd put it at my top Batman animated shows. Do you guys watch Harley Quinn? How do you feel about that? As the classical sound that triumphs and invokes so much emotion. Yes, that's exactly what it does. R.I.P. to Shirley Walker. R.I.P. indeed. My least favorite Batman animated movies are Hush, Long Halloween, Gotham by Gaslight. Okay. I like Hush. Obviously, they made a weird decision with the reveal of Hush, which, I mean, let's not talk about that now. But yeah, I agree with it. But apart from that, it was, in my opinion, a really great movie. Long Halloween, I enjoyed. Wasn't Long Halloween 2 parts? Sure, Long Halloween was 2 parts, but I enjoyed that one. Gotham by Gaslight, yeah, that would be quite low on my list as well. And the Batman Ninja, even though it's something in theory I really want to see, I'm not sure it was for me. Ranger of the North, what's up, dude? Hello, Jake. 2 live streams today. Yeah, I mean, this new software that we're using makes live streaming so much easier. So you can expect to see many, many more live streams from us. Hope to see you back for the Broken Sword one at 3 o'clock. I'm only here for another 5 minutes now, guys. So if you have any questions, make sure you get them in. Zechariah Lopez says, this show is my favorite show of all time, and it's the reason why I love the Batman character. Same here. I wouldn't say it's my favorite show of all time, but it's my favorite animated show, for sure. And it's definitely the reason why I love Batman. I grew up with this show. It started in 1992, believe it or not, which is actually the year I was born. Yes, I'm 30, I know. I look 50. But yeah, that was my introduction to Batman. Growing up with that obviously then got me into the comics. I watched the movies, the Burton films and the Schumacher films over and over and over and over again, to the point where I still know most of them word for word. And it just spiraled from there, my whole life. Michael says, Mr. Freeze seems to be a fan favorite for the Batman sequel. Do you think they should stay with the dark, gritty realism they did with the previous film, or add a bit more comic fantasy elements? Good question. Very good question. I like the gritty realism. I do. But at the end of the day, Batman is a comic book character. So you have to have the fantastical elements. I don't think they have to go too over the top with it. They could go as simple as, okay, characters with powers exist. Superman exists within this universe, which they did kind of hint at in the Batman. don't think I noticed it in the film itself, but if you saw the behind-the-scenes photos during production, they did show there was like that costume party, and there was someone dressed up as Superman there. So Superman exists in some form within that universe, whether it's in universe or whether he's a fictional character within that universe. We don't know for sure, but yeah, I think if they could add some comic elements while keeping it gritty and fantastical, that didn't make sense. You know what I mean? If they could do both at the same time, I'll be happy. I don't know how you do that, but try. Dark Knight Crusader. If Batman Cape Crusader gets released, do you think it'll be as good or better? I do not think it will be as good, and I do not think it will be better. I think it could be a good spiritual sequel, if you will, but like I said earlier, Batman the Animated Series was just this perfect storm of voice actors, brand new animation style, music, action, brand new characters. Like, that's not going to happen again, unfortunately. But I think they could do a good sequel. There's so many more stories you could tell. I know it's not a direct sequel, it's not necessarily set in the same universe, but in the same vein as the animated series, there's plenty more stories to tell. So, yeah. I hate this question. Ranger of the North says, do you prefer the Batman or the Dark Knight? When I came out of the cinema after watching the Batman, I think one of the first things I said was, that may have been better than the Dark Knight. After repeat viewings, and I actually watched the Dark Knight about 2 weeks ago as well, I'm not sure. The Dark Knight is just such a good movie. It's unbelievable. I would go as far as saying that if we're looking at comic books, Christian Bale is a better Bruce Wayne. Obviously, the Batman was a different take on Bruce Wayne, but I think Pattinson was arguably a better Batman. I've said this before, I do not like Bale's Batman voice. I've made fun of it a lot. It's kind of just funny, especially if you've seen the Batman college humor sketches. Go and watch those. Go back and watch The Dark Knight. You'll end up laughing, trust me. I'm going to go with the Batman. No, I take my answer back. I don't want to give an answer. Didn't Bruce make him dye his hair in the comics, if I wasn't mistaken? Yeah, I think you are correct there. There was a moment where he dyed his... Oh. Traveling through my memory banks here. That's definitely happened, for sure. What do you prefer? Oh, no, I've just done that one. Do you like the Batman 2004 cartoon as well as the villains they redesigned for it? Yeah. Touched on this quickly earlier. The Batman from 2004 is a great show. I recently actually, on Amazon Prime, if they don't stream certain things, you can purchase them. I actually recently purchased this entire series, so I haven't gone through all of it yet, but I'm on my way, and it's pleasantly enjoyable. It's not the animated series, but it's pleasantly enjoyable. I'm only here for another 1 minute, guys, so get your questions in if you have any. Another one from Ranger of the North. Who do you like more as Bruce Wayne, Pattinson, or Bale? Bale, for comic accuracy, is a bit more of that playboy character, so which obviously is an act from Bruce to kind of take people's attention away from the fact that he fights crime at night, which I think Bale did very well. But I actually really enjoyed the kind of tormented view on Pattinson's Bruce Wayne. Because let's be honest, if you're a guy who witnessed his parents' murder and vowed to spend your life fighting crime, you're probably going to be pretty messed up. It's just how I see it. So I did actually enjoy that. Your your favorite live-action Batsuit. Well, I can't read today. It's Ben Affleck, without a doubt. In fact, stay right there. Haha! Yeah, if you guys don't know, I have a screen accurate Ben Affleck costume. So if you want to see me wear it, go on Instagram, the Batcave 111, and check it out. I would very much like to get it put on a mannequin. So when I do these live streams, it's just like here in the corner. How cool would that be? Batman, full screen accurate suit behind me. I would just a must do. Just sit on there. Perfect. What about you guys? What's your favorite Batsuit? Would you change the color of the Batman the Animated Series Batsuit? No. No, I would not. I like it just how it is. Obviously, I'm not a massive fan of the inside of the cape being blue, but I love the grey. I'm personally more of a fan of the black Bat logo on the grey suit instead of the yellow and black, but I'm all for the yellow and black as well. No arguments from me. Well, that's pretty cool, right? I'll leave that there. Are you just a Batman fan or DC fan? Because you're just making videos only about the Cape Crusader. I'm a DC fan as well. Obviously, this channel is the Batcave, not the DC Cave. So we are primarily talking about Batman. But I've done some videos about DC characters in general. Obviously, the most popular video on this channel is talking about Batman's workout routine. I also did one on Green Arrows. So, yeah, there you go. If you guys have any requests for general DC characters you want to see covered on this channel, absolutely let me know. Andrea and Mr. Freeze for the Batman 2. That would be so cool. My favorite Batsuit across all media. That one. And ironically, if you didn't guess, it's very similar to Ben Affleck's Batsuit. It's the black logo on the grey suit with a super buff Batman, just how it should be. That's my favorite too. I'm straight. Has anything been released or teased regarding the new cancelled Batman animated series? Yeah, we've talked about this a few times so far in the stream. The only thing we know is it's been cancelled from HBO Max, but there's still a chance that someone else could pick it up. Hopefully Netflix or Prime or somewhere where I can actually watch it. Would you? Oh, this is an interesting question. Would you like an animated series based on the Ben Affleck Batman? Oh, yes, please. I've said it before, and many people disagree with me, but Ben Affleck was the perfect Batman for live action. I don't care what you say, and I think, realistically, he didn't have the best movies, I'll give him that. But in terms of Bruce Wayne and Batman, I don't think he could have done a better job, and I don't think anyone else could have. He was the biggest and scariest and most believable Batman. He is the one that I would least want to fight, the one that I would least want to approach me in a dark alley, and the one that I genuinely believe is just some super rich guy that was like, you know what, I'm going to invest all my money into fighting crime. I don't know. He just did it for me. And if he doesn't want to return to the show, I would love to see, to the Snyderverse or any DC universe, then I would love to see a show animated in the vein of his take on Batman. That would be a dream. Can I start a petition? Hashtag animated Batfleck. Let's get it going. Ranger of the North. I'm going to watch House of the Dragon episode 3 so I can continue to speak that Rings of Power is better, for now at least, and see on the Broken Sword. There, I'm yet to watch House of the Dragon. Not sure if I'm going to. Didn't enjoy Game of Thrones. Controversial. Last one. Which last Robin character is up next? I would go with Stephanie Brown, then Carrie Kelly. Yeah, that's probably what I will do. Stephanie Brown is obviously the canonical next, and Carrie Kelly was the Dark Knight Returns, which is my favorite Batman comic book story ever. So I'm looking forward to doing Carrie Kelly, but we'll see. I love Keaton's suit. It would drag me down in this hot ass Georgia. Hot? Yeah. Well, yeah, try wearing the Affleck suit. I wore it for 2 days straight at Comic-Con Wales, and there happened to be a heat wave, so it was disgusting, like 35 degrees. Oh. Interesting question here. Who is your favorite filmmaker of live-action Batman franchise? Reeves, Snyder, Nolan. I'm going to go Matt Reeves, but again, my favorite Batman belongs to the Snyderverse, for sure. Jade says Affleck was a beast. He certainly was. He certainly was. You should see me in my costume, though. Give him a run for his money. Okay, so love Batfleck. David Zaslav, I hope, gives him a trilogy. 6 films. We can hope. We can certainly hope. What was your favorite episode in the animated series? Great question. And thanks for bringing it back to the topic at hand. Christmas with the Joker, is that what it's called? It was a good one. Which I think was really early on, right? Wasn't that one of the first episodes? Oh, God. The Two-Face two-parter is definitely up there for me. Heart of Ice has got to be one, for sure. Oh, no, Beware the Grey Ghost. Beware the Grey Ghost is my favorite ever episode of the animated series. I absolutely loved that episode. It was fantastic. Another one from Jay. The Keaton suit is the best in Arkham Knight. So good. See, when I play Arkham Knight, I wear the Batfleck suit just because I have it in real life and I want to pretend that I'm Batman. Prathik Saravanan. Again, apologies for butchering your name. Can we expect Marvel content for you? No. No, this is purely Batman and DC. Whether there's a Marvel channel coming somewhere down the line, I don't know. We're very busy. We have multiple channels, 5 or 6 at last count. If our team grows, at the moment there's just 3 of us and some freelancers, but if our team grows, potentially, but no promises. Best Batmobile, the animated series, of course. If I'm going live action, I think the coolest and most practical looking, I'm probably going to go Affleck's. It just looks badass. Oh, my favorite episode is Almost Got Him. That's a classic. That's the one where each of the villains go around and tell about how they almost caught Batman. And Batman is in disguise and happens to be, is he Clayface? Happens to be at the table as well. That's a fantastic episode. Jade says best looking Batmobile is still the Burton Batmobile. It is a classic, but I don't know. I just like that modern take on Affleck's one. Right, I'm 7 minutes over what I was supposed to do today, guys. This was going to be a 30-minute tester. If you guys enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments. Obviously, this is just a test, just to see if you guys enjoyed this, just to see if there's enough to talk about. If you did enjoy, I will be doing weekly ones that we can just kind of sit down, chat, talk about all things Batman. Today's topic was the animated series, but we could talk Snyderverse, we could talk Burton films, we could talk Schumacher films, Matt Reeves, I could go on. There's plenty to talk about. We could just talk comics if you guys want. Got more questions then. Do you think the Pattinson Batmobile evolve in the animated series style Batmobile as a sequel? No, I don't think so. The Pattinson Batmobile is great though. Yeah, it is very cool. That scene in the movie was awesome as well. Kamen Ranger Zeo favorite episodes: Poison Ivy, Pretty Poison, Almost Got Him, Harley and Ivy, Holiday Nights. All great episodes. Almost Got Him out of those is my favorite. Right, that's it for me today, guys. Oh, okay. Another one. Ethereal Dreamer. Bye, Jake. Have fun in the shadows of Gotham. Thank you very much. Yes, my name's Jake, for those of you that don't know. Taran Prema says you should do more Batcave live streams. There we go. The man has spoken. I only need a little bit of persuasion. So more live streams coming your way, guys. Obviously, this is our smallest channel, so there's a lot less people here interacting. So doing Q&As and stuff isn't as easy when less people are involved. But the numbers don't matter to me as long as there's a few of you that are here that are willing to interact and chat with me. I'm all about it. I always want people to talk Batman with. So that's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you next time on the Batcave. Bye, guys.